You want to honor one of the most important gods in the Norse pantheon? It's actually a goddess, and it's Idun. Hey there, you beautiful heathen! Welcome to Iowa's Initiations. I'm your host, Matt Sargent. Today we're going to be talking about how you can pay homage to the beautiful, the wonderful, illustrious Idun. So Idun is obviously one of the more important goddesses, if not gods. One, she's one of the only goddesses whose name has survived throughout the ages. We still know who she is, and we hear her story in the tale of the kidnapping of Idun. The basic backstory of Idun is she's Bragi's wife, and she has a beautiful magic garden where things are always lush and growing and beautiful, and in that garden is a tree with magic apples. And these apples keep the gods young and vitalized. In case you're not familiar with the story of the kidnapping of Idun, the giant Thiazi coerces Loki into helping Thiazi kidnap Idun. Idun disappears. Thiazi has her up on top of a mountain, and the gods start getting old and weak and decrepit, and even Thor can barely lift his hammer. Loki's convinced to go rescue Idun. When he gets there, he transforms her into an acorn, and he's in the guise of a falcon and flies off carrying the acorn. Thiazi takes chase, yada, yada, yada. Loki makes it to Asgard. The gods kill Thiazi. Loki says the magic words. The acorn becomes Idun. She gives everyone apples. Our gods are saved. It's freaking awesome, right? If you want to learn more about her, I highly recommend you watch this video by Erith Harger. And he brings up a great point that the people of the North Europe, the Norse, the Germanic tribes, they weren't familiar with apples, and if they were, it was only the nobility. And that the word epli, which is what we translate into apple, actually translates into wild berries and nuts. So, and he makes the hypothesis that Idun was a forager, and it was the medicine and food that she foraged that kept the gods young, which to me makes a lot of sense. If you're questioning this, I highly recommend you read the book A New Path. I'll put a link to it in the show notes, but it's a great book and it'll make you a healthier person. And it really talks about the benefits of wild food. And where this all ties together and how you can honor Idun is, one, learn how to forage. Go out in the woods and find the local foods, whether they're herbs, berries, nuts, that can feed you and your kin, as well as the medicine. There's a lot of evidence that shows that wild plants have more nutritional value than a lot of domestic cultivars, which that's one way to honor Idun. The other way to honor her is not all of us have access to good wildlands or good places to forage. And if everyone in a metropolitan area went to the closest forest to forage, that forest isn't going to have much available foraging for everyone. It's going to quickly be taxed up. So the second best thing, and what I highly recommend, is the eco garden, the food forest, what I've been talking about throughout a lot of the other videos on this channel. If you want to learn more about it, check out the video in the corner of your screen now. There will be a link to it in the show notes. But in the eco garden, the food forest, this is a garden that provides food, fiber, fuel, and medicine for you and your kin. Wild foods do really well in the food forest. And since the food forest has your canopy trees, your lower canopy trees, shrubs, vines, herbs, ground covers, root crops, all sorts of different things going on, you're going to have a variety of food, and more than likely you're going to have berries and nuts and herbs and all the things that Erith Harger postulates that Idun was really gathering to keep the gods young. And in the eco garden, you can definitely grow an apple. Do you know you can grow apples from seeds from the apples that you buy at the store? You can Google how to save the seeds, stratify them, and plant them. It's a very simple process. If you'd rather me tell you how, leave a note in the comments. I'm happy to. The mere act of planting this eco garden, even if it's only a quarter of an acre, half acre, or bigger, is honoring Idun, because you're doing the work that she did of tending this garden. It might be a little bit more wild, but it provides food, fiber, fuel, and medicine for your kin. And that is exactly what Idun did. You don't need an elaborate sculpture for her. If you have one, it's a great place to put it would be in this eco garden. If you want to learn more about the eco garden, watch the video on your screen now. That's a good apple. No, I'm chewing an apple. No one wants to see that on camera.